What if it doesn't work out? Actually, when you think about it, what if it actually doesn't work out, right? I'm gonna be honest. I think I ask myself a lot about, the question of what if it does not work out. And with that question, I think because of the type of person I am, I always just end up with the answer of what if it does? What if it actually does work out? So let's talk about the question of what if it doesn't work out, because I feel like, yes, as much as I can be hopeful, I can be very much, manifesting everything I want in this life. And I do believe in manifesting, guys. I do believe in manifesting. I think everything you put out there has power, and manifesting just works. It works. I've seen it for myself. It works so well, right? So when it comes to thinking of this question of when I'm studying something and it's just like, what if it doesn't work out? It's so scary. It's so scary when you're studying something and you have all these like hopes, you have all these dreams, you have all these ideas on how you want to accomplish this thing, and then at the end of the day it just doesn't work out. And something I think that's beautiful about this whole experience of life is just like, yes, this doesn't work out, but it doesn't not mean the other thing you try is not going to work out. And that's why I am like, I never want to put a limit on myself. Like, I am currently in this journey of content creating, and I do want to succeed as a content creator. I want to make money as a content creator. I want to be able to just afford a life that I want with my content, just by creating content, being here talking, being there creating, being there doing all these things that I need to do in order for me to be a content creator or like a successful content creator, right? So I do not have a limitation on like thing like that, because yes, right now I'm following this content creating dream, but also maybe in the next month I'm gonna change my mind and I wanna follow something else. And I feel like now this is something I have really given myself freedom to just explore. And of course I'm not gonna leave a thing just when I first start, like I don't just leave because it feels hard. Literally, I know the beginning of everything is always hard. First of all, I don't know anyone personally who have been able to succeed in content creation. Yes, online, I feel like we see a lot of people have their testimonies, how YouTube has changed their lives, how social media in general have changed their lives. But I have just never met personally, I've never met anyone in real life who has been able to sit with me and tell me like, yeah, I'm living such a good life, or like I'm living off my YouTube income, or like I'm living off my content creating income, or I'm living off my social media income. Most of the people that I've met, yes, they're content creators, but they also have a side job where they're still coming in, they have an income that's kind of like, providing them a stability in life. So yeah, and most of them are also like, like personal trainers. I've met a guy who was a gym trainer, so he does online coaching, he does online training, and then he gets money through that. But he's also a content creator, and he was also just starting. So most of those people I've met, they've literally just been people who are aspiring to be content creators, and they have been able to kind of, lift up their feet. Like, they've been okay, but they just haven't been very stable in terms of like money wise from content creating. So when I come into asking myself this question of like, what if it doesn't work out, because we know the statistics, it's literally, it's out there. Not everyone who start a YouTube channel ever makes it, and not everyone who starts being a social media content creator ever end up making it. So which percentage am I in? But then again, I feel like that's a question I need to sit with myself, because yes, there are people who don't make it. And as I said so many times in so many of my videos, like, I do not believe someone's experience is my experience, right? So I do not believe that just because you failed with content creating that I am gonna fail, or just because I fail with my content creating you gonna fail. So I always just tell people like, do you just make sure you're doing it on on your own accord. Because for me, now that I have been able to follow this dream of content creating, and also just kind of trying to see if I can make a living of content creating, I have been in this, just journey of starting over, doing things, new things all the time, trying to experiment. I am literally in just an experimenting phase, because I don't know what's going to work and what's not going to work out. And the fact that I have been seeing some results from other of my social medias, like other platforms that I have, it gives me hope. It gives me hope to think that, okay, maybe this might actually work, this might actually work. Or maybe it's just the beginning and then I'm going to stuck somewhere. But honestly, I always want to try to look at the positive side. And that's why this question of what if it doesn't work out for me, it just doesn't stay there, because I will ask myself the question of what if it doesn't work out, but then again, I will also ask myself, what if it actually does work out? I believe, like, I do believe so much that I deserve so many good things in life. And as much as I'm also a person who literally would just rather do things that are easy, I also believe not everything in life comes easy. So I'm gonna have to work hard for a lot of things. And this is just one of them. I feel like content creating is really one of them, because first of all, there's not a lot of control that you have. I do not have a lot of control when it comes to content creating. So as a content creator, yes, I can create, I can edit, I can, choose how my video goes out. But most of the things, when it comes to algorithm, when it comes to likes, when it comes to followers, when it comes to subscribers, when it comes to engagement, these are a lot of things that are out of my control. So I literally don't even have a lot of control that I'm able to just be like, oh yeah, I can put this video out there and it's gonna get this many likes, so it's gonna get this much money, or it's gonna get me this brand, or it's gonna get me this and this. So it's so hard to be able to sit here and be like, yes, this is something I want to follow, but there's also all these just things that are in the way. But I'm also like, this is the process. If this is what the process takes, I do not mind going with it. I do not mind being able to just, believe in myself. I do believe in myself enough to say that I'm going to be able to make it. I'm going to be able to achieve my dream of being a content creator and being able to create as much content as I am able to. So again, that question of, what if it doesn't work out for me, I'm also just thinking, what if it actually does work out? What if it actually does work out? I feel like, yes, as much as I think my video, literally the one I was talking about being cringe, right? Like, as much as I'm so scared of even like putting this, but I also feel so right. Like, me sitting here, it just feels so right. Like, yes, this is something I love doing. This is something I'm enjoying doing. And when it does not feel like fun anymore, or like when it does not feel like it's something I want to do, I want to be able to look out there and also look for other opportunities. Like, I do not think just because I have a degree in this that I should follow that career in the degree. Because yes, I might have gone to school for that same degree, right? So let's say I have my degree in business, and then I go out there in trying to look for a job. I found a job in that sector of business that I did my degree in, and then I ended up not liking the job. So I I have a choice to kind of be like, I did the degree in this and I enjoyed the degree very much, but I do not enjoy the work that comes with this degree. Like, I feel like I should be free enough to just kind of also go out there and look for other options. Like, okay, maybe I might have to go back to school, just go do another degree that I think I might like, or I just gonna have to look for other opportunities within the degree that I have, or I'm just gonna have to look for other opportunities that are outside of the degree that I was able to do, right? I feel like as human beings, yes, we are, as much as we are with the plans that we have, but our plans don't always go to, like, accordingly. So I definitely feel like I want to give myself the freedom to just be like, okay, babe, this thing might not work out, but also this thing might work out. But I also want to be able to come in terms of, yes, I tried the best that I could. So I don't just want to be here and just, I'm only the beginning and I'm already quitting and saying, oh, it did not work out. But like, what did I do? What proof do I have to say that I tried and tried and tried and tried and it did not work out? Like, I do not want that. I want to be able to be here, do the best that I can, find all the things that I'm able to find, be able to look out there and look for the opportunities. And then I might sit down here and say, okay, guys, I tried my best. I did everything I could, and I just was not able to do it. And then, yes, this is the end. You know what I mean? So I definitely feel like, for me, I don't want to limit myself to the point of just being here, like, okay, I'm trying all these things and these things. Yes, as much as, yeah, there's so many things that are in the way of me creating content. I also feel like there's also other things that I can literally just put in my control. Now that I know, like, there's so many things that are out of my control, like things that I can't control, I can do only things that I can actually control, which is sitting down here, recording these videos, editing these videos, and post it, right? Whoever watches it, whoever likes it, whoever follows, whoever subscribes, literally, it's out of my control. And of course, guys, thank you for whoever is subscribing to my channel, whoever has been able to support me, whoever's just been here. I am so grateful. I love it, because that literally, that means my community is growing. And being able to be here and just talk to the camera, it's just one thing that I'm like, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. And I am so glad I am literally here following that. I am so glad I'm following what I feel is right for me. And yes, maybe tomorrow I'm gonna come again and make a video and say, guys, this is not for me. I also want to just be able to have that freedom to just say, okay, this is for me and this is not for me. And I want that to go on. I want to be able to live like that. So yeah, I kind of just wanted to make this video and just say this, because this is literally the whole point, again, when it comes to this whole series I'm doing. This is literally the whole point of just me sitting here and having this conversation. Guys, thank you.